Hello, my name is Klaus Candussi, and together with Walpurga Fröhlich, I'm the founder of CAPITO. Thank you for the invitation to talk about our view on the topic of clear language or comprehensible information. Before I'm going to answer the first question, let me say a few words about the why behind CAPITO. One main thing Walpurga and I learned within our work with and for people with learning difficulties and disabilities is the importance of making self-determined decisions in our life. Theoretically, we all have these rights to decide, but in real life, what we saw was that especially people with learning difficulties mostly were not even thought to be able to make meaningful decisions. Nearly everything was decided for them by others, by parents, service staff, or so-called experts. And we saw that valid and comprehensible information is the fundament for every reasonable decision. And that's true not only for disabled person, but for everybody. There is no good decision without an accessible knowledge base. And understanding, by the way, is not only depending on intellectual capacity and language competence, but as well on our experience and pre-knowledge about the topic. These are the main reasons why clear language, why comprehensible information is important for everybody and is not limited to an issue for disabled people, socially disadvantaged people, or those with a migrant background. Each of us needs easy to understand information, at least in all that domains where we ourselves are no experts, or in situations when we need it to understand the meaning of a message in a very short time, in emergency situations, for instance. The need for clear language and the question how we should design information so is not an abstract value, but it is dependent on the purpose of the information. Safety regulations demands another format than learning material. Understandable daily news differ from legal notifications. As we are often asked about that, yes, it is absolutely okay that experts communicate with other experts in their specific and highly elaborated terminology. But if they want to bring their message across to other communities, there is no way besides tailoring it to the linguistic and knowledge level of the addressees. Asking about the communication of public administration, the answer is quite clear. Contrary to legal requirements, only a small part of documents, regulations, or notifications come in a way that all addressees could understand without external help. Research shows that the overwhelming majority of information coming from government, quality media, and enterprises is delivered on the language levels B2, C1, or C2 according to the European frame of languages, which I can show you here. Most of you I guess, are very comfortable and common with it. This fact does not cause the problem alone. The problem is the gap between the communication level on the senders and the receivers of information. The big level 1 study of the University of Hamburg gives us a clear picture how big this gap is in the German-speaking countries. And the situation seems to be quite the same in other countries and regions too. The majority of the population is able to read and understand up to level B1 of this European frame. The information comes on the upper levels, as said. And the simple result of these two facts is that the information doesn't reach the people. As stated before, the problem of too elaborated communication seems to be quite the same across areas and sectors. The difference between public administration and companies, therefore, may lie more in their reaction to the problem. The legal pressure administration feels leads to more and more but very slow changes. Authorities normally are not to find among the early adopters. Companies, to the opposite, learn a bit quicker, and they learn that failing internal or external communication causes massive costs for them. And this leads to rising awareness here. But both authorities and companies are united by the lack of competence to communicate in an understandable way. And this is the point where services like CAPITO step in. As already said, everyone sometimes could need, and the other way around, will benefit from understandable information. Due to the complexity of the topic, the diverse language competence and diverse knowledge base of the addressees, the diverse purpose behind the information, and the different solutions or situations in which the information has to be understood, it is our clear conclusion that there is no one-fits-it-all solution. But who knows best, for instance, what language level fits properly to the individual need of a particular person? The answer is easy. It is definitely the person itself. And therefore, CAPITO strongly believes that this person, that every addressee should have the choice for the proper language level. And this is the reason that CAPITO usually delivers easy to understand information on 3 different language levels, and also developed digital solutions like the CAPITO app to realize that choice for the receiving people. With this tool, people can choose their preferred language level, use the read aloud function, or get the message via sign language videos. That creates a fully accessible information service. So this multi-level approach is one of the key elements of the CAPITO method. And as we definitely do not consider it wise to create a special information style for people with disabilities as disability language, this solution is designed along the mainstream system of the European Frame of Languages. CAPITO information normally comes on the level B1 and A2, and additionally in a summary of the core information on level A1. Test reading by members of the intended target group is another key element, as well as the extensive CAPITO criteria catalog and the externally certified CAPITO quality standard. These features we share with all the CAPITO partners in our social franchise network in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. Metrics are a suitable way to identify barriers at the level of the language itself, but they are not sufficient because understanding is an individual process. And so the status of the recipients, for instance, language competence and previous knowledge, must be taken into account also. The rising importance of digital media like the internet causes massive changes to our whole communication and therefore as well to the delivery of comprehensible information. It is not only the internet that we should have in mind here. It is all the communication between humans and machines. Think of chatbots, of Alexa or Siri. All these new communication channels will not work properly if we don't feed them with understandable content. Digitalization, on the other hand, opens our services an opportunity for an exponential scaling of our outreach and societal impact. To give a practical example, together with the Austrian press agency CAPITO developed a service for comprehensible daily news, the Top Easy News. This service at the moment counts more than 300,000 actively called pages each month. So there is no doubt that there is a big demand for that kind of information. And it is absolutely no question that automated language simplification will change the sector in a disruptive manner. And this is true even if there will always be the need of a reasonable post-editing work to be done by brain work. There are some similarities and some differences between the field of normal language translation and the development of automated text simplification. One of the main obstacles here is the lack of the needed number of texts to feed the AI. In respect to the development of an artificial intelligence solution, CAPITO believes in the combination of a rule-based and a statistical approach. Together with 2 universities, we actually train such an intelligence. And the first results show up quite promising. We are looking forward to provide a first software solution to analyze information against the CAPITO criteria next year, being followed by some kind of support software for the simplification process itself. And we know that all these stuff will be far from being perfect then. But as the CAPITO way of developing our services always was based on a model of partnership, we also now invite other actors in the sector to join our research and development cooperation projects. Together, we will come closer to our vision. Imagine a world where everybody understands everything. I thank you very much for your attention.